Ojo and Deno Magana Dog. Minagish God. Kisaki. I hope you're doing okay. Hope that you are staying grounded, blessing your water, drinking your water, leaning into grace being your superpower, and allowing the 7 grandfather teachings to inform how you move through this world. Today is July 22nd. It is Mary Magdalene's Feast Day. And I have taken the day off so that I can spend some time meditating on the blessings of Mary Magdalene and the role that I feel that she plays in my spiritual development. I have said before, I'm not a religious person. I am recovering from the I'm a recovering Christian, I guess is the way to say that. But I do, I am able to separate the wheat from the chaff, so to speak, to use a biblical phrase. I am able to say, I see the value in these spiritual archetypes. I see the importance of these spiritual archetypes as they apply to my life. It's not for everybody. That's okay. You've got to do what you got to do. But here, I'm going to talk about Mary Magdalene a little bit. There have been in the last, I would say 10 years, the first book I read was the Magdalene manuscript by Tom Kenyon and Judy. I'm so sorry, I forget her last name right now. But that was an amazing book, and I actually might go and pick it back up again because it helped to really help me to really see Mary Magdalene through a completely different lens, which was the whole point. But recently I have discovered Megan Watterson's work, and she does a lot of work around Mary Magdalene and the divine feminine. And it's so helpful to my growth as a matriarch, that it helps me to get better in touch with my divine feminine. So if you celebrate happy Mary Magdalene Feast Day, I hope that you are able to spend some time meditating and receiving some love from her in your day. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah. Yesterday, I think I did a video talking about how the question of the day for me was, can I be a real human in every interaction? And let me tell you, be careful what you ask for, because yesterday was a crappy day for me. I lost my temper with some people at work, which is not cool. Because I'm that passive aggressive Capricorn Virgo type of losing your cool with people, losing your temper, and I don't scream, but it comes out loud. So yeah, that didn't help. And then it wasn't just work; it continued when my husband got home. So I was really feeling bad about myself. Pretty bad about myself last night and even this morning, and trying to get centered and figure out, hey, what's going on here. So I did a pull for myself. I dipped into the Archangel Michael cards, and I also watched a video by Witch and Sith, and that was very helpful. She had pulled a card out called the Halls of a Mentee Initiation from a deck I'd never seen before, and I don't even really know what the Halls of a Mentee are. Apparently it is an angelic reference, so I decided to research that a little bit and did a little bit of Googling, and it was the perfect card for me to focus on, because one of the meanings that came up was that the anxiety and frustrations are old energies that have been sitting dormant in my body and that needed to be released to make room for new energy. So that helps me to understand why I was feeling those feelings. It does not give me permission, however, to to take it out on other people. So I have some amends to make there, and I will be doing that. But so today, because it's Mary Magdalene Feast Day, we are going to pull a card from the Mary Magdalene Oracle. Well, at least one card, the Mary Magdalene Oracle. This is Megan Watterson's work. Let's see, how can I get this to you so you can see it? Hopefully that's clear enough. It doesn't look clear in my camera lens, but yeah, so let's pull this and see what she has to offer us today. Can we have just one card that gives us good meanings here? Thank you, Mary Magdalene. Thank you. I have been getting this a lot. So in Megan Watterson's work, what she researches are the principles of Mary Magdalene's ministry. And I'm going to do my best to convey this to you, but definitely go check it out for yourself. So there's so much richness there. Mary Magdalene asks us to focus on the 7 powers of the ego and how to transform our lives by managing the 7 powers of the ego. So not get rid of them. We know that's impossible. But to help ameliorate their negative effects by getting more in touch with love, which is our ability to love, which is our sovereignty and our Godhead, I guess. I know I'm messing this up. It's really good stuff. You could go read it. There are 7 powers. This card is the 4th power. I am beloved. There, look at that beautiful image. I am beloved. I'm going to go ahead and read from her book. I don't normally like to do that. Oh. And then on the bottom, love has already won. Silence. I speak from my heart. I love this rainbow. Gosh, I'm not really getting a good image. Okay, I see you, but I don't know what I'm going to do with you. There was another card. All right, so I'm going to read the 4th power, and maybe it'll help you understand or better explain the powers. The mystic William Blake believed that roads of excess lead to places of wisdom. Why? Because when we allow ourselves to get thrown out of balance with an excessive amount of anything, too much work, food, sex, or alcohol, we also have the opportunity to encounter that aspect within us that calls us to come back from the extremes so that we can rest again in the stability of what lets us thrive. The 4th power in the Gospel of Mary is described as the craving for death. And after Christianity was institutionalized in the 4th century, the 4th power was referred to as gluttony. The excess is seen as a death wish. However, it's often deeply unconscious. It's a compulsion, something we feel compelled to do, and that we do not know how to stop or change. Within Mary's gospel, the power of excess is not a sin. It's not a demon. It's simply a power. It's a power of the ego, like the other 6 powers, that can derail us from what the soul has come here to do. Often we treat ourselves in ways we would never dream of treating someone else. Often our fear of not having a purpose, of not making some sort of contribution with our brief lives, leads us to sabotage any chance of doing so. When we remember that we are as beloved as the friend we want every good thing to come to, we are as beloved as the partner we adore, we are as beloved as the child that brings us joy just by breathing, we are as beloved as those we love so fiercely around us, it becomes less and less possible to be excessive with this body, because we remember that the body is the soul's chance to be here. When we remember that we are beloved, we want to spend what little time we have here simply sharing the love we are. We no longer need to dance around the fires of love at our core. We become it. And we can tolerate that much light, that much love, because we know it's not separate from us. So I love this card, and it's interesting to me that I am in the process of trying to reset my body, my set point on my body, so that I can release all of this extra weight that I don't need that menopause brought to me. So I think that's one of the reasons why I get this card a lot, but also because of today, healing my anxieties and frustrations over boiling over yesterday. It's important for me, and hopefully this lands with you guys as well, to remember that I am beloved. We are beloved. And I think that's really important for us to remember. So thank you, Mary Magdalene. Thank you for these messages, and I hope that they landed with you guys. One of the things that I also wanted to do is leave you guys. I'm going to do a cloud card just because I would love to try to keep this going. But I wanted to leave you with a quote. I started reading again. So many books going. Walking in Wonder by John O'Donohue. And John O'Donohue is one of my favorite authors, philosophers, spiritual guides ever. And the first thing when I opened this book was this quote. So the first chapter is called Wonder. And the quote at the beginning is, "So many people are frightened by the wonder of their own presence." So many people are frightened by the wonder of their own presence. So I want you to think about that and think about what that might mean to you today in this current climate, and how things are so ridiculously crazy out there. And there is, I hope that you are finding peace and tranquility in some moments of the day, bits and pieces. Highly recommend going to the water, going somewhere where there's water. Pour yourself a pitcher of water. I don't care if it's a plastic bottle that you got to reuse. Reuse it once, you're doing the earth a favor. Put some water in there and sit with it for a minute. It doesn't have to be anything super involved. And just whisper your thank yous to the water. Nibe. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do an angel card, because we haven't had one in a while. Oh, yes, I love this. So the angel number card is 2222. Hope that means something for somebody out there. Feminine forces. Relationships, harmony, prosperity, collaboration, patience, humility, support, connection. While you have the strength to accomplish everything on your own, life is meant to be shared. Partner with the right spirit, and together you'll become an unstoppable force. Honor your commitments and value the people around you. Avoid judgment and focus on listening to build meaningful connections. So 2222, feminine forces. I love that, especially on Mary Magdalene's Feast Day. And I think this kind of ties into the reading that I did yesterday, or, the question that I asked yesterday: can I be a real human in every interaction? And I think that is a very matriarchal way to look at the world. Is we know conflict has been with us since time immemorial. How can we be a real human being in every interaction. And how does that help us to build bridges so that we can cooperate more together, so that we can pair up with someone and build meaningful connections so that we become an unstoppable force? So yeah, I hope that landed for you. And now we're going to do a cloud card. Working with these, trying to see, if they work the way I intended for them to do. And it's not even actually me. I do feel like I get my instructions from Spirit. So yeah, let's do this. So many people are frightened by the wonder of their own presence. What would the clouds tell us today on Mary Magdalene Feast Day? All right, you two jumped out. We're going to go with that. Beautiful. Wow. Okay. All right, I'll just show them to you. Awe. And whisper. Look at that. So whisper is a really interesting card, right? Knowing that we got the silence card from the Mary Magdalene Oracle deck. Love is already won. And where I'm going with this is, so when I go, before I go to bed at night, and when I get up in the morning, I go outside and I try to give my love to the clouds and to the skies. And if this beautiful mountain is showing, this beautiful relative is showing, I whisper my love to her, especially during the summer when the snows all start melting. It's tough to see. But anyway, I whisper words of love. I whisper words of love to the sky. I whisper words of love to the mountains. I whisper words of love to my ancestors and gratitude. Let's do that more. Let's use our grace to whisper and to be in awe of this beautiful life that we have the opportunity to manifest. Okay. That's it for today. It's a little longer. Guys, I had a little bit more time. I hope this was helpful and meaningful to you. Again, if you are interested at all in testing out the Sophia of the Clouds Oracle, please let me know. I do have a couple of decks left that I'd love to get into the hands of people who are open to feeling and hearing these messages and helping to improve them potentially. In the meantime, be very good to yourself. Remember that the 7 grandfather teachings can help us learn how to be a real human being. Remember that grace is your superpower. And look to the clouds. See what they have to teach you today. Bama P.